People are making thousands a month playing games. So I decided to immerse myself in this bizarre world to see if I can actually live off the metaverse. I'm spending 24 hours in 4 virtual realms. Let's see if I can turn a profit. Now hold on, in order to play these games, you have to first get set up, which is easier said than done. Getting set up in Axie Infinity was a bit of a wild goose chase. I thought you needed their currency, so I tried to send some to a wallet and almost lost them. Then I discovered that you actually need Axie NFT, so I did what any rational person would do and spent the equivalent of 15 Chipotle burritos on them. From here, you'd think that I could just click play now and, well, play now. They make it seem so simple, but it's not. Okay, I found their getting started guide and I have to read this whole thing. After about an hour of getting multiple wallets, NFTs, currencies, and a serious meta headache, I managed to get started. It's been a rough start, but I have multiple games to set up. Next was Blankos Block Party. After some research, I found claims saying that you could make anywhere from $100 to $3,000 a month on this game. I had to try it for myself. I'm gonna just try playing Blankos Block Party without buying any NFTs first. The process was really simple. I downloaded the game, registered my email and username, and voila, I was ready. No dealing with crypto exchanges, no downloading wallets. It's what you think gaming should be, totally easy. Now we need to set up Gods Unchained. This one was interesting. I found claims all over the place. People making $30, people making $20,000, and others saying that you should probably only play this if you think it's fun. Thankfully, this one's easy to set up. This one is just like signing up for any regular game. Go to their site, register, create, and bam, you're done. You're ready to start kicking, or in my case. Now let's do a baseline for this test, a non-crypto game, online poker. This will help us decide if crypto games specifically offer something different than normal games. The setup was pretty straightforward. I just put in $50 and of course had to dress the part. Much better. My avatar needs to match. Grabbing a table, and let's get started. Now that everything is finally set up, I needed to actually begin playing and understand the games. Are they fun? Are they hard? Do they actually pay money? For example, on Axie Infinity, you need a minimum of 3 Axies just to play the game. But it's kind of just a tactic to reel you in. You'd think $100 would get you further than a few minutes, but the 3 Axies I got didn't cut it. Lesson 1, there's really no point in investing in cheap Axies. It's nearly impossible to make progress without buying the expensive ones. I've literally played the same level so many times.
You okay over there?
Yeah, just wishing I had the 15 Chipotle burritos instead of that. Should I just quit?
Quit.
I didn't quit. I still had Blankos Block Party to play. So when you start the game, you receive a basic Blanko, which you can see is all I had during my time playing. In terms of mini games, I'm not really making any money, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a blast. If I'm not making any money, I might as well try to get a Metaverse girlfriend. I should probably ask if this is cheating. Tell me your thoughts on this. So I have a friend who's been playing a lot of online games, and he talks to this one player a lot, but it's kind of like a digital girlfriend. Is that cheating?
Yeah, that sounds like cheating.
Yeah, same, totally agree. Next up, Gods Unchained. This is a strategy game where you face off in matches to win experience and these card decks that can be made into NFTs and pay you some profit. I like this game because it requires both strategy and a twist of luck. You start with a hand of cards, and ideally you start with cards that require as little mana as possible. You can see on this hand, I drew cards that cost a ton of mana, and that's why I got pummeled. With each match you play, you gain experience, which in turn allows you to win a new pack of cards. You can also sell unopened packs of cards on the marketplace. People will pay for these packs in hopes that they contain a rare card. When you sell things on the marketplace, you earn Gods Unchained tokens, which can then be exchanged for any cryptocurrency or US dollars. Now, back to regular poker. It's been years since I've played. It's a game that has elements of both skill and luck, and there's 4 key factors. The first is psychology, which is your ability to read a player. Perhaps they're tight and aggressive, or maybe they're loose and passive. The second is statistics, which is based on the probability of hitting the card that you actually need. The third is cojones. Do you have the courage to follow through with your bluffs? And the fourth is just plain luck. You also have to be able to scare off the fish with decent sized bets, and a fish is anyone who calls you who really shouldn't. Okay, I'm starting off with some $1 games to brush up on my skills before moving to $3 games. Okay, that's just rude. Going in for a bluff. What? Are you kidding me?
Hey, how's it going over there?
This could probably ruin my life. My case study for this experiment was this guy. He took to Axie Infinity during the pandemic to earn some money while he was looking after his grandma. Apparently, he earns $2,000 for just an hour of play. By that math, he would have to work like 15 to 30 hours a year to make a decent living. I had to know if it was possible, and here are my results. As you know, I basically blew $100 to play a few levels of Angry Birds to start things off. That one stung a little bit. The strategy of buying the cheapest, most accessible option and just playing Axie Infinity didn't work. Now, I don't mean to totally tear apart Axie because you can earn money from the game and it is real, but it is far from easy like you may have read elsewhere online. You have to put in a ton of work to understand the economics of the marketplace and the game, and you have to devote a ton of time to see any kind of return. There is kind of a workaround though. If you don't want to take the risk with your own money, the best way to earn in Axie is through the scholarship program. That way you can learn about the game and how much you can realistically earn without having to invest anything but your own time. Now, how much did I earn on Blankos Block Party? So remember, in this game, you receive a basic Blanko free, which is all I had during my time playing. I wanted to see what would happen if I spent no money. Again, the mini games were a lot of fun, but I didn't really earn anything there. I did find that you can earn money through the Party Pass though. This is a special challenge that will allow you to earn NFTs, and it's possible to get these without putting up any money. Now, warning here, I wasn't able to get a Party Pass myself, but it appears to be relatively simple if you keep tabs on when they're announced. I've seen people earning as much as $1,100 from selling these NFTs that they won from those events. But realistically, in order to cash in like that, you'll need to play on a regular basis and get good at the game, not just the 5 hours that I spent exploring. Now, God's Unchained. I played for 5 hours, and I was actually able to win some nice cards from unwrapping the packs. The problem is I wasn't able to forge any because I didn't have enough flux points. To me, it seems more like a fun game to play with earning on the side as a kind of plus. The earnings just don't seem that consistent. I hear people can make decent earnings on the weekend rank matches. One guy on Reddit said he made $450, and while that sounds nice, it wasn't clear if he owned $450 worth of NFTs, altcoins, or if he cashed out altogether. One thing for certain here is that the price of cards is constantly fluctuating. Some might say that they made X amount of money, but you can't consider that true profit until you actually sell your NFTs and cash out on an exchange. Now, BlackRain79 has a blog where he claims to have a method to make $1,000 a month from low-stakes poker games. But he also said that in order to make that happen, he'd have to lock himself in a room and have zero social life. So the key to this would be to increase your skill set and play bigger and bigger games over time. And it turns out, I'm not very skilled at playing poker. After my 5-hour grind, I ended up making $0 in profit. In fact, I actually lost $1.50. In total, I won 2 matches, came second once, and lost the rest. I would say that with enough patience, there is the possibility of making money through this route, but you have to be really good at strategy, commit the time, and have the ability to take on that stress. And even at your best, there's still the element of luck, so you'll always lose some percentage of games. I just have too much of an addictive personality, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete my account and not even look at that anymore. So I think the play-to-earn industry has some promise. There are quite a lot of impressive looking games that I would love to try, but it's just not an easy thing to get into, and you can see that I basically made no money here. You'll need to do plenty of research and put in a lot of hard work to be successful. It's not something that you can just do on a whim, half hour a day, something like that. I think that what we're seeing here is just the very first evolution of play to earn. Right now, you have to choose between boring profitable and fun unprofitable. I think that eventually there will be games that are extremely fun and have this in-game economy that actually makes sense. How this will work in the future is kind of how our real economy works. People providing services to other people who need those services, except within a game. It seems to me that there are 2 ways you can make significant money through gaming. The first is finding a newer play-to-earn game that's building in popularity that you can just begin to play and become an expert at. The first players of Axie Infinity made a ton of money, and the reason for this is as a game gets more popular, the game's assets dramatically increase in price. That's how people tend to make off like bandits through these games. And the second, and probably better strategy, is simply talking about games. It doesn't even have to be play to earn, which is great because then you can just choose a game that you outright love. Gaming is massive online, and it would be fairly easy to make a few $100s a month in ad revenue posting hacks, highlights, experiments, or tricks on a game that you love. Become an expert in one game, post a ton of videos on it, and people will eventually watch. And speaking of that, I would like to thank you for watching. I'm Max Maher, and I hope you have a profitable day.